Navigate to the Functions section in the sidebar to access the Tool Call Management page. Click the New Tool button to start creating a new tool. Provide a name for this function so it can be identified and used by your AI bot. Provide a display name to easily recognize this function. Add a clear description so the AI understands what this function does and when to use it. Define the parameters for this function so the AI knows what data to expect and how to use it. Provide the parameter name and choose the type of value it will accept. Add a description explaining what this parameter is used for and what kind of value it should contain. You can also define preset values for this parameter to guide how it should be used. You can store this parameter in a custom variable for use later in your system. Define a message that will be used if the tool call fails or returns no result. You can select another tool to run before this one if a step needs to be completed first. Toggle the option to activate the tool, then click Create Tool to save it. Your tool has been saved and is now ready to use. Now that the tool is saved, go to Actions and Logs to define what it should do. On this page, you can define the actions for this tool and view related logs. Click Add Action to create a new action for this tool. You can select from 3 action types: a simple response, an API call, or an action after the function completes. Click the Action Name field and enter a name for this action. Add a description for your reference. This step is optional. Select whether all conditions must match or if any one condition is enough. For this example, we'll check that the patient name field is not empty. Provide the message that should be returned when the condition is met. Now let's configure an API call that will run when this tool is triggered. The setup is similar, but instead of sending a message, this step will perform an action. Now, let's configure an API call as the action for this tool. Provide the API endpoint and choose the request method, such as GET or POST. Enter any headers required for the API call, such as authentication details. Enter the JSON for the API call, using parameter values where needed. After the API response, we can add a condition. Here, we check a value from the response to see if the patient has any records, and return a message based on the result. You can store values from this action in a custom variable for use later in your system. Click Create Action to add and save this action. Your action has been saved and is now ready to use. Your action is now saved and ready to be used.